This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 134 of Horse Tip Daily, a different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. This tip is sponsored by Equestrian Collections for the entire universe of equestrian shopping at your fingertips at a price you can afford. Enjoy today's tip. Glenn the Geek here, back with you from Lexington, Kentucky, and you're listening to Horse Tip Daily. Today we have back with us Heidi Nyland. Heidi hasn't been on in a while, back to episode 39, actually. She's a noted author, journalist, producer, photographer, and avid trail rider. Her stories and photographs are seen regularly in publications such as Western Horseman, Equestrian Retailer, The Trail Rider, Equine Veterinary Management. She works with Julie Goodnight to produce Julie's RFD show, Horsemaster with Julie Goodnight. Heidi stops by occasionally to give us trail riding tips, and we're happy that she's back to do that again today. We'll get to Heidi here in a moment, right after I speak to you about Equestrian Collections. Well, believe it or not, it's almost Valentine's Day, and EquestrianCollections.com has a whole bunch of different Valentine's gift ideas for you. If you stop over to their website right now, on the homepage, you'll see links out to a bunch of different gift ideas, some really cute stuff they have there. Whether you're buying a Valentine for your sweetheart or for your children or for mom, you can find whatever you'd want at EquestrianCollections.com, and you can get $10 off that next order of $120 or more by using the coupon code HORSERADIO at checkout. That's one word, Horse Radio. Just put that in the coupon code slot at your checkout, and you'll get $10 off your next order of $120 or more. So check out those Valentine's gift ideas at EquestrianCollections.com. Well, hi, Heidi, and welcome back to Horse Tip Daily. How you doing?
I'm good, Glenn. Thanks for having me.
Good. We're talking in the middle of winter right now, and I think in the East Coast, we've been getting a harsher winter than you guys have this year.
Yes, we still have a little bit of snow here in Colorado, but it's actually pretty bright and sunny at the moment.
Have you had an opportunity at all this winter to go trail riding?
I have a little bit. Actually, I work with Julie Goodnight, and we had a special clinic, well, just before winter started, up at the Sea Lazy U Guest Ranch, and we're going to do that again in 2010, and got to go on some amazing trail rides up there, and it was cold, but it wasn't quite snowy yet, so it wasn't quite time to put the horses away.
Well, and that's a pretty time of year where you live in Colorado, too.
Yes. Yes,
there's not a not pretty time of year where you live, actually.
True. Right now, it's nice, even though there's not snow down here near Denver. There are snow-capped mountains in your view, no matter where you are. So it's always pretty.
Well, great. Well, what are we talking about today? Something on the trail, I'm sure.
It is on the trail, and this is a tip that has come up partly because of my own necessity. I'm 6'1" and have trouble finding jeans that are long enough for me. I am. I know I don't sound like I do that
Well, no, your pictures don't look like you're 6'1" either, because I haven't seen you beside anybody, I guess.
Yes, just a horse, and you can't tell how tall the horse is.
Wow. I didn't know that, Heidi.
Growing up, I always wore my Western jeans, kind of had to become my regular jeans because they never make jeans long enough for girls or women in the regular department stores and that kind of thing. So I've always been used to wearing Western jeans. And, I remember when I was in high school, it was kind of embarrassing that there were seams on the outside of your leg when all the fashion jeans had the seams on the inside of your leg. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Right. Yep.
Kind of the bulky fold-over piece, and so at the time I thought, that kind of showed that they were Western jeans. But as I've ridden more on the trail and kind of felt how things work, you really understand the importance of making sure you wear the jeans that are made for your sport. So, the seam on the outside of your leg means that there's not a huge seam on the inside. And if you ride all day long in Levi's jeans, you're going to feel that, or any jeans that, not to pick out Levi's necessarily, but, they're more of a street jean. I think a lot of trail riders, start out and they think, I have jeans and I can find boots and just kind of start out in whatever they want to wear, whatever they have. But
well, and that's fine.
I really think it's important to...
That's fine if you're going out for an hour. But if you're going on a serious trail ride, it doesn't get fine anymore. That's right.
Yes. Or if you just get your first horse and do that first trail ride, you learn really fast.
Right. It's true.
So I guess this tip kind of has a few different parts. First, make sure that you actually get Western jeans. And then, the length of jeans that you want for riding is going to be at least 2 inches, maybe 4 inches longer than what you would wear on the street. You want them to come down over your boots so there's enough weight down there that they'll actually stay down, not ride up and cause you to, have chafing and to look kind of ridiculous in the saddle.
Yeah, kind of look like you have floods on. So now, what do you wear for boots?
Well, I have quite a few different pairs of boots. I have some boots that are just made for trail riding that have a sole that you can also get off if you needed to hike in. But my regular everyday boots are Justin boots, and that's kind of the go-to brand that I've just always had.
Okay, so you're a Justin girl, huh?
I guess so. I'm not sponsored by them, but I think they have good stuff, and they always have the right soles, and focus on making sure that there's the right amount of sole, and it's not too slick, not too grippy, and that it can actually last.
Cool. So get the right jeans. That's the important part of this tip.
The right jeans. But here's where the height factor comes into that, because I work with Julie Goodnight on her Horsemaster TV show, and Julie, when she buys jeans, if she goes and buys a pair of Wranglers at the store, she gets the same inseam that is the longest inseam that I can buy. That doesn't really make any sense. She's 5'4", I'm 6'1". They just don't make jeans that are, long enough for what I would like to have in a riding jean. So my tip is not only to buy the Western jeans, but if you need them to be longer, or if they do shrink, because especially if you have 100% cotton jeans, they're going to be shorter than when you first buy them at the store. So this is just a tip for tall people or people who have shrunk their jeans in the past. If you put them in the washer, you can actually, before you put them in the dryer or not dry them, so here's what I do. I take them out of the washer. They've been through the spin cycle.
Okay.
I turn them upside down, stand on the pockets, and I will twist and pull and just keep running my hand down the length of the pants. And if you do that with one leg and compare them, you'll find you can almost pull an inch and a half of length out of your jeans.
You know what I had a picture of? You know what I just pictured in my mind here, Heidi? Was the medieval torture racks that they had where they used to stretch people out? That was what you need.
It is, because, cotton, and even now that there's a lot of jeans have a little bit of stretch in them, which is great, you really can get some pullback out of the fabric, and it really can help. So
now, yours are as thin as could be now because you've stretched them out so much, but...
No, I've never had a problem with that affecting the seams or the wear of them, and I don't pull so much that I actually hear anything tear or anything, but you can get a little bit of length back for them.
All right, you've made my day. That whole scene you just pictured.
Is that the funniest tip you've had for a while?
I can picture you standing there by the washing machine, pulling and tugging on your jeans. That's a classic, Heidi. This is the best tip ever.
Well, what's the funniest, though, when I was in college, I had my roommate who was also she's probably 5'1", skinniest little thing, and we'd get stuff out of the washing machine in our apartment, and we called it, tall people's laundry, and it was laundry skiing, and she'd stand on the other side of my jeans and help me. I'd pull her across the kitchen, and she'd help me get my jeans long enough. But this is...
I'm not laughing at you. This whole scene just struck me as funny.
It's a funny tip, but, it is something where, especially for women, I'm 6'1", I have a 34-inch inseam, and, the longest inseam I can usually get is 36. Well, if you said you go 2 sizes, longer than your street length would be, that'd be a 38, and they just don't make that in women's jeans. So, or not commonly. They're usually, on the kind of mess up jean rack or something like that at the outlets if you can find them. So, but this has been a big thing on the TV show that we have to tell people. We send out ahead of time, what your wardrobe needs to look like, and make sure you have jeans long enough. And this is just an extra way that you can kind of help and not send them to Goodwill, but get a little bit more life out of your riding jeans.
All right. Well, that was fantastic. I'll tell you what, that made my day. Just that whole picture. And you know what? It is a necessity. I can see where you have trouble. I used to be in the retail business, and I know we didn't make anything for you. It just so you've turned you made it a necessity to stretch them, and I didn't really know they would stretch that much, to be honest with you.
It helps, and unless you get custom riding pants, which I have also. But if you want the jean look, that's really how you can get them long enough.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Heidi.
Right.
Tell us where people can see more of your work.
My website is wholepicture.org. And I have a lot of my photography and links to articles that I've written. And then a lot of the tips that I write are in the Trail Rider magazine. And I have a column in there called Saddlebag Savvy.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much, Heidi. I'm looking forward to having you back.
All right. I'm glad I can make you laugh.
Well, thank you to Heidi for one of the funniest tips ever. We really appreciate that. And as she said, you can find her website at wholepicture.org, and you can go to our website and listen to her past tips on trail riding if you'd like. Just look on the drop-down menu on the left-hand side of the page. Look for Heidi Nyland, and all her tips will be there for you to listen to right in a row. I wanted to also mention that on the eventing radio show this week, we continued the couples series with Gina and Morgan Miles, talking to them how they met and how this all came about, and how he handles Gina being a professional eventer. And also we got an early preview on Rolex with Janie Atkinson, the organizer of the Rolex 3-day event in Kentucky. So that's an episode you don't want to miss over at eventingradio.com, episode number 61. Well, everybody, we'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, stay safe, everyone.